Alright, so today on the Fixit Shed, I am going to talk about keys again. So my 2011 Ford Fiesta, when I bought it, came with one key. And, that's just a hazard because if anything happens to that, then you have no keys and then you're in trouble. If you lose it, if you break it, if you lock it in the car. Okay, so I wanted to add a second key. Now, typically, if you want to add a third key and you have two keys, you can do that on your own. But if you only have one key, you need to take the car to a dealer or a locksmith and have them program it. Now, for Fords, there is software that you can download and put on a laptop. It's called FORScan. So if you've seen some of my videos, you know that I've used that in the past for some things. Looking at looking for a key lock combination on my silver Fiesta and looking at the transmission on the 2011 Fiesta. But the FORScan software is free to download. The only thing that you have to buy is this dongle, and this was about $60 when I bought it, and I just checked and it's around $70. So it's not free, but you don't have to pay for the software, you just have to pay for the hardware. Alright, so there are two ways that you can add the key. The first way is you can just add the key to the existing key. So if you have two keys, which my 2011 Fiesta does, you can add it so that then there will be three keys that the car will recognize. The second way is that you can erase all of the keys and add just the keys that you have. This is a little bit dangerous because if I'm assuming that this key works. Because I just bought it. If for some reason it doesn't, and I've erased all the key codes, you have to have two keys that work in order to complete the programming. So if I only have one, that means I can't complete the programming, and I've already erased all the keys, which means my existing key is not going to work. And so then my car is dead, and I have to call either a mobile locksmith, or I'm going to have to get the car towed to a dealership, and that's going to be crazy expensive. So if you're going to erase the keys and add the key, make sure that you understand that there's some risk involved there. But what I'm going to do, I know that my 2011 Fiesta has two keys programmed because I've already checked. So I can add this as a third key. Once I've added it as a third key and verified that it works, then I can go in, delete the old keys, and only add the two keys that I have, because I'll know I have two good working keys. Alright, so if you have two keys and you just want to program a third, I will put a link to that video, how to do that, over here. So this is going to be mostly just on how do you program a second key if you only have one, using the FORScan software. So when you're looking for a new key, there's two things that you need to check. The FCC ID, which is the part for the buttons on here to make sure that it has a matching frequency. And then there's also the chip ID, which is the part that allows you to start the engine. So you want to make sure that you get the right ones for your car. To get the FCC ID, you can look on the inside of the key. A lot of times it's marked in there. It's like 8 characters or something like that. And it's printed really small. So, but I did find mine in there. As far as the chip ID, so I just did some research and found out that there was only one chip ID that was used in the time period where my car was being built, so I just made sure that it matched that chip ID. Alright, so first step, I have to get this key cut. Alright, so I just need to hook up the OBD dongle here. Alright, and that just plugs into the USB port on my laptop. I'm going to open that up. Alright, so now with the new key, I'm going to put that in the ignition. And you can see this lock light is freaking out. And that's because it is an unrecognized key. Alright, so if I put my original key, my old key, in there and turn it on, that lock light goes out. So, because that's a good recognized key. Alright, so let's see. I'm going to turn the screen recorder on. Start recording. And let's bring up the FORScan. And we're going to connect to the vehicle. Yep. All right, so we are going to go in to the service procedures, or service functions, and we want the IPC PATS programming, and I'm going to hit play. PATS programming, ignition key programming, blah blah. That's okay. So now there are three choices. The ignition key programming, erase and program keys, module initialization. All right, so we're going to ignition key programming because we're going to add one. We don't want to erase program keys. Erase and program. So I'm going to say OK. Gain security access. Timed access PATS requires the diagnostic tester to enter into a runtime delay before security access is allowed. Continue anyway. Yes. So I think it makes you wait like about 10 minutes. So it does show me that there are 2 stored keys. Oh, it says 12 minutes. This process will take 12 minutes to complete. So we're going to wait 12 minutes. So I'm going to probably cut out and then bring you back when it's done. Alright, so now it says ignition key programming. Security access may be lost if the following actions are not completed in 10 seconds. The timer starts as soon as the ignition is switched off. So you need to set the ignition switch to off, insert a new key into the ignition, and turn the switch back on, and then press OK. Alright, so we're going to turn the ignition off, remove the old key, put the new key in, turn the ignition back on, and click OK. Alright, so PATS reported about success, but counter of program keys had not been increased yet. Please try to turn the ignition off and then on, and re-enter the PATS menu and check the counter. If the counter has been increased, it means the procedure was successful. Alright, so we're going to turn it off and back on. And the lock light is not blinking, so I think it was successful. The lock light has now gone out. Okay, and then you can see in the action needed dialog, it says number of keys stored 3. Now that I know that I have, let's just go ahead and start the engine. So the new key works. And turn that off. And I've got the old key. And that one works. Yep, so we're good. You can start the engine with both keys now. Alright, so now I could go in and erase and program keys. It would take another 10-minute delay in there. And then that would remove the missing key. Somewhere out there may be a key that fits this car and would start it right now. So if you're in a situation where you know that somebody, has a key and you want to make it so that that key doesn't work, you could go through this process, and then only these 2 keys would work and the third key wouldn't work anymore. So, well, let's go through that process and see what it does. So it's gonna be another 10-minute wait, but we're gonna erase and program keys because I know that I have 2 keys that work. So if you're gonna erase and program keys, you want to make sure that you have 2 working keys. Okay. I say OK. Oops, service procedure has been interrupted, probably because I don't have a key in the ignition. Alright, so let's try again. Pass programming. Okay. Number of stored keys is 3, so let's go ahead and erase and program keys. Okay. And it's gonna make us wait again. Okay. This procedure will take approximately 12 minutes to complete. So it says ignition key erase. The following procedure will erase all known keys. It is important to have 2 keys available to program after procedure, as the vehicle will not start until 2 keys have been learned. Are 2 PATS keys available? Yes, they are. Right here. One, and one's in the ignition. Yes. Okay. You must now program a minimum of 2 keys. Key programming procedure. Please turn the ignition off. Wait 10 seconds. Cycle key 1 in the ignition from off to run for at least 6 seconds. Within 5 seconds, after the key's removal, cycle key 2 in the ignition from the off to the run for at least 6 seconds. Repeat last step if a third or fourth key needs to be programmed. 2 keys have now been programmed. Okay, so turn the ignition off and then wait 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're going to make sure it's at least 10 seconds. Okay, I'm going to close this door so it stops doing that. Alright, cycle key 1 in the ignition from the off to run position for at least 6 seconds. It's now run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so now we're going to turn it off, back to off position, and then within 5 seconds I have to put the other key in. Alright, cycle key 2 from the off to the run position. Boom. And that's in the run position, and then wait for at least 6 seconds. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, so now we're gonna turn this off. Alright, so now I should be able to put the key in, right, and the light goes out. And I start the engine, good. Alright, and then we're going to do the old key, turn it on, right, the lock light goes out, engine starts, good, everything looks good. So I'm going to hit OK here. Turn that off. Okay, service procedure completed successfully. Okay, so we now have 2 good keys. So what I'm going to do, actually, we're going to go, can I run this again? Boom. Ah, yeah, because the dialog will come up. Oh, no it won't, because I've taken the key out. Okay, now it comes up and it says number of keys stored 2. So, that's what we want. So now, we're all done. Alright, so we have removed the old keys, we've added 2 new keys, and so now there are only 2 stored keys, so that's what we want. We got rid of the one that is lost. Alright, so now that we've gotten rid of the lost key, we only have 2 stored keys, we're all done. Alright, and just as one last step, this new key, the buttons, don't do anything. So we want to program this, right, the old key, oops, I can lock and unlock. Alright, so we want to program the new key so that both of these can lock and unlock the doors. All right, so to program the fob buttons, you just want to turn the key on and off until it chimes. On this car, it's 4 times. On my 2018 Fiesta, it is 8 times, but you'll hear it chime. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's the chime. I turned it off, leave it in the off position. Now you can press any button on one of the fobs, and then press it one on the other fob. Okay, and now it's programmed those two. And then you can turn it back on, it chimes again, turn it off, and now you can lock and unlock with either key. So if you got something out of this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to help this channel out, please consider subscribing or becoming a member by clicking the join button below. Thanks for watching. Take care.